So I cannot believe that I'm actually saying this, but within this 23.30 update, we not only got new galleries, but we also have some memory increase and new devices. So with that being said, let's jump right into everything that is new in update 23.30. And here we are, update 23.30 dropped, and we finally got new galleries. And yes, as some of you guys probably already assumed, we got a lot of the stuff from the Kid Leroy concert. It also makes a lot of sense that Epic released just a week ago the Cyberpunk callout, where you can create Cyberpunk maps and publish them to Epic, and they maybe pick one of your maps. So having a little bit of Cyberpunk stuff just makes a little bit of sense. But for the first one, we obviously have 6 new prefabs, which also come in the gallery section over here, so you can find them also as galleries. But stacked together, they look pretty awesome. But that is actually not it for the galleries. It almost felt like an eternity since the last time we got galleries. And yeah, we got the modern prop gallery, which was in the Kid Leroy house. It's pretty decent, pretty cool looking, pretty modern stuff, but you can most of the stuff build yourself by now. Then we also got the supply drop, which I was wondering if we're gonna get that, but you now have the supply drop like kit that was in the map a lot. So you had the supply drop kit, which was in the map a lot, and you even have like the sites themselves, so you can actually create the animation of the supply drop going up. The next one on the list is Digital Gallery, which is a reactive gallery, which means it reacts to music. I'm going to show that in a second. But we also have the video player screen gallery, and this one is not a video player himself. This is actually just a gallery which reacts with the video. So you actually need the video player to actually see something on these cubes. Otherwise, they will be just black. But if you have a video player in your map, so for example, if we quickly pull one out. So for example, if we quickly pull out the video player, you can see if we, for example, just do whatever we want here, you can see that these will be displayed on the screen, and then it actually plays the video, which is really cool. And obviously, since the video player also plays the music, you can see that the visualizer galleries over here are also reacting to it. You cannot see too much on these, but you can actually change the colors of what they're reacting to. So if you can see, you can activate the automatically cycle colors here, and then it will change the colors as well. So it's a really cool and very interactive galleries that we got here, obviously due to the concert. We also got a few props added to the disco gallery, which was added a few months back, like the laptop, the DJ pults, and all that kind of good stuff. Also, everything from the concert basically just got added. So you can really see that this concert was not really made in 2.0, and it was just props and galleries that we didn't have access to yet, but we got them in creative now. And there's also the visualized background buildings. These obviously look normal. We had these before, but what these ones can do is the same thing as everything else with the music stuff. It can visualize to audio. So if I take the player over here, turn on the audio again, you should see in any second that the building is obviously reacting to the audio of the video player, which is really cool. It's obviously a very niche thing to do. I don't think a lot of you guys will actually use buildings that react to music. And that actually was just it for the galleries. We actually now have a few devices which got updated, and we have some completely new devices. One of them which I didn't expect at all. So, alright, starting out first with the devices that got updated. The color changing towel now allows you to have these new custom shapes here. So if you go into the color changing towel, you can go into the advanced settings, and then you go into the alternative shapes, and then you can see you can change them basically into these new shapes. To be fair, it's pretty random, but I don't complain. Up next, we have an update to the wildlife spawner, and as you can already see, we have the Sky Jelly now, which we supposed to get in the last update, but we now have it in this one. So Sky Jelly is now in the spawner, and also I think the spawners now display whatever you basically have. So it's a nice quality of life update. I will not complain about that. So don't be Alright, so don't be irritated by the huge crowd next to me. We'll come to it in a second. But we have the guard spawner having a cool update as well, which now allows you to give the guards commands under this section. What you need to do before you can actually enable that is make sure that you can hire them. So if you press yes to hire them, and then you can actually also give them commands. So what that would do if you start the game. So in my case, for example, we can press the N button, which is our commands button, and we can see that we have these 3 new commands here. Obviously, dismiss was always technically there. But we can now have the guard move, wait, or follow option. So for example, if I press move, you can see that we place this like little icon there, and it says guard move to there. And if I move a little bit away from him, the guard will actually start moving towards that point, which is really cool. And something that was missing, like a lot of the BR stuff, which was basically in BR, is now also in creative. All right, so let's move to the new devices. And this one is, I think a lot of people said it's useless, but I think it's pretty cool, especially if you want to bring a little bit more life to your map. This one is the crowd volume. you can see that these are not character devices, which basically would break the map if I would have that many character devices. But it basically allows you to place down a crowd. The device is very limited. There's not too much stuff in here. There's like randomness, scale, and crowd density. So for example, if we want to have this just to 25%, we can have some, crowds standing here. We can also randomize it a little bit more. So you can also align them like kind of off center. So all you have to do is for the alignment here and then maybe do like 25. And you can see they're a little bit more spread out and do not look like they're standing in a line. But overall, I think this is a really cool device, especially if you want to have crowds in your map without breaking your memory, which we come to in a second. There's some memory changes as well. But yeah, it's a really cool device. I wish there would be like a little bit more like different skin types. For example, if you want to have like a medieval map or something, then only have medieval skins or something, because obviously you cannot use this in like a medieval map, because there's obviously some random skins which look way too modern for a medieval map. Alright, up next is the one which I was not expecting whatsoever, but it's also very random. We got the hideables, where you can actually hide in. It's basically a device gallery again, so we get these three over here. And yes, you can find the hide and props. This is one of those things which took forever to come into creative, but now we have it. We have the porta potty, we have the haystack, obviously, and we have the dumpster. But these actually do have a few channels and like events, which you can say. So it's actually not that bad. So I'm actually quite impressed that we got these finally, and it's really cool to see that these, which were waited for so long, are finally in creative. And last but not least, for the new stuff that got added, technically, we have the new Mystic Pistol. So yeah, it is called the Tactical Pistol, and I think in BR you can only find it in augments, but in creative you can get it normally. And we have the Bush Bump, which was added in the last content update in BR, which is actually a pretty interesting item, and you can do a lot of very, very interesting stuff. But let me show you the highlight of the update. Alright, so for the last one, I had to move to a non-converted island, so you can see this one is not a new island. It's not upgraded. You can see something different on the memories over there. It is actually having a little extra. So technically you're now able to build up to 115k memory. I have to test this out, so I wonder if you can actually publish a map with like 150 memory, because before that it was not possible. You could not do anything if you were over the 100k limit. But let's quickly fill the island with the most expensive device that I know, and I think this device even got upgraded a little bit. So 2k, I don't remember it being 2k, but obviously every time you place it, it is down 2k, and that is obviously a lot. So we can very quickly fill up the island to over 100k. I completely forgot that there's still a limit on the non-converted islands, so we actually can only place 16 of these. Alright, so let me quickly throw down a few of these new nice buildings over here. They all eat up memory like there's no tomorrow. As you can see, if I would throw down this Princess Castle Gallery, we would be going over, and this would technically not be possible. I wonder if I can publish the map. So we can throw it down, and we're easily over it. So we can see we're at 103, 106, depending on where you're at. Obviously, these are thermometer islands. So, okay, you can see... okay, all right, so you can now see that depending where we're at, we are like 110 memory. Like over here, so 103, 110, 113. So it's almost maxed out. All right, so you can see that I placed as many devices as I can possibly still fit in here. And now we only have 11 memory left. And is there a device which has 11 memory? So maybe the billboard, I think, has 11 memory. So I can technically still place the billboard. And I can. So you can see right here, one billboard, I can still place it. And now I should have a spot with the 114.99. So if there would be something that is one memory, I can still place it as a device. But other than that, I cannot. But if I go over here, for example, and just use this crate, I cannot place it. So we have a spot which is maxed memory, and we cannot go over that. So that technically means we got the upgrade to 115 memory. And so you basically don't want people that have a Switch to make their Switch go on fire when they play your map. That's something you would usually try to avoid. And that wraps it up for this update. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys back in the next one. Bye.